What's up, everybody? Well, today I'm here to bring another long-awaited video in a series I've almost abandoned for almost the past year. I'm probably exaggerating by this point, but Vacuum Faceoff returns. And today's starters are going to be this Hoover Elite 200 that's owned by my workplace that I currently have on my possession to have the motor freshly rebuilt. And while I have it with me, I thought I would go ahead and battle it between my Hoover Runabout 200. Both are pretty much the exact same vacuum, so they'll likely perform the same. They're pretty much the same vacuum under the skin. It's just that one's spec'd for Kmart and is a year newer than the Elite 200. That one's from 91, this one's from 92. And both have slide top bags, and both do not have carpet height adjustments. But there is, however, a couple differences between them, and I will go ahead and go through those right now. The one big difference between them are the bottom plate designs. The 91 Elite 200 has the early style that has been on the vacuum since it debuted in 88, with this single 1-bar Ingest bar running across the base plate, and then the rest is where it would groom, which honestly I like this one better because it leaves much nicer of carpet lines. And as you can see, this is the running a single row brush roll, which is what these came with at the time, with pretty stiff bristles. I really love how stiff they are. It gives this thing excellent cleaning performance, even for a single row. But then here's the Runabout 200's base plate and brush roll. Same brush roll as the Elite 200, except one big difference is the base plate design, which added these two inner and outer Ingest bars. I'm thinking it's mostly to protect the motor from, or excuse me, from any large objects from entering the fan opening. But the only problem is with this, it kind of sacrifices a little bit of grooming action. But it still performs very good for what it is. It's literally the same single row brush roll design as the Elite 200 with stiff white bristles, except the only problem is because of its design, some of the bristles do tend to contact the Ingest bars, and they do grind off a bit of bristles. Not a major deal. Hoover did that for so many years before they eventually updated the brush roll with the cutouts so that it accommodates for this style of base plate. But also one big final difference between the two are the motors. The Runabout has a 5.5 amp motor, and the Elite 200 has 5 amps flat. Not too sure what this will actually do in terms of cleaning performance. I honestly do not hear any difference, and there doesn't seem to be a notable difference in power when they're running. Both of them are pretty much the same amperage. The Runabout may sound a little bit more powerful, may run a little bit higher of RPMs compared to the Elite 200. But they both have the same fan impellers. Well, the Elite 200, I should preface, at one time came with a 9-bladed fan, but the fan started going bad because the vacuum had a bad vibration. So when I did the motor rebuild and replaced the motor bearings, I just threw in a spare 7-bladed fan. So it runs a lot better now, and in my opinion, the 7-blade fans honestly perform a little bit more efficiently than the 9 blades. I say that mostly because the 9 blades were made before the amperage of these Elites went up to 7 blades, and they amped up the RPMs of the motor. So I believe Hoover mostly did the 7 blade as a replacement to avoid air turbulence and whatnot, because it seems that those 9 blades work a little bit better in these lower amperage motors, because the extra blades will make more airflow to compensate for the low RPMs that these 5 amps produce. But also, you notice when they're running, the 9 blades do have a little bit of a whistle to them versus these 7 blades, but not a major deal. So let's go ahead and show you the battlefield that I'm doing for this competition. I have a combination of rice. I know it's kind of hard to see because all I got is brown rice, and it almost kind of blends in with my brown shag carpet. Got it over here for the Runabout 200 too. And then I have some crushed up chips that went stale. And then I got little pieces of shredded paper up ahead. I may not have done the most accurate of measuring. I just threw down whatever I could to try and show you just how well these things perform. So for starters, we'll go ahead and do the Elite 200. And away we go. Alright, analyze the results on it. Did seem to pick up quite a bit of rice. Or did it? It could just be me feeling things, but some of the chips were able to be picked up successfully, except a couple. But the paper test was a little bit different of an animal. As you can see, some of it got a little bit left behind, especially this line right here, and that's mostly where the belt rides, so there's nothing you can do about that. But so far, the cleaning performance of these is actually pretty good. So now let's go ahead and do the Runabout 200. And here we go with it. The Elite 200. Keep in mind they both had the same brush roll. Let's go ahead and analyze the results on this. Picked up all the grains of rice, about almost as much. The chips, they got about as much too. The paper, I'm probably gonna say, didn't pick up as much as the Elite 200. Still made the big mark of shame for the belt, for where the belt rides, but also some of it got left behind because the base plate design, having 3-inch bars instead of 1 like on the Elite 200. But you guys do your own analyzing of which vacuum you think did better. Meanwhile, now let's go ahead and pick up the rest of this mess. Oh. And first we'll do the Elite 200. Alright, now for the Runabout 200. I hope you guys enjoyed the vacuum face-off between these two Elite 200 style cleaners. Well, that one being an Elite 200 and that one being the Runabout 200. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.